ClassicLib's Provorny, which is where we're going to start. From there, we've got Sergeant Sully's Kunming. And in between somewhere, we're going to work in Shinoran's Prince Van Oranje and SFNL's Hawaii games. And then after that, we've got room for one more replay. So there are 4 possible. We have Yodo, Knesbek, Prince Aldebert, and Kuniberte. You got Trump a few days ago. Well, congratulations. She's a fun boat. Let's see. Okay, so build viewer. Yes, now I have to turn it on manually in vertical because that still hasn't been fixed yet, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Okay, here we go. First replay off. Look at that. Didn't even take us a half an hour, guys. This is lightning quick for us. I'm excited about that. So this is going to be ClassicLib in the Tier 8 Soviet destroyer Provorny. Now, I said before that she's got a bit of an identity crisis, and the reason for that is pretty simple. I'm going to drop the... where did it go? Where did it go? I've got so many sources. I'm going to drop the build viewer for a second and take a look, and you might notice that this ship doesn't look Soviet. It actually looks German. And that's because Provorny is one of the war prizes, if I remember right, from World War II. And so she's got the 150 millimeter guns that you find in the Tier 8 Z23, for example. Hey, Taro. You finished Snowflakes on Asia, 702 ships. There you go. I just finished all of mine as well on my account. It took the game like 20 minutes to process all of the snowflakes. And I still have a few more to pick up because I'm still grinding a couple of Tech Tree ships. Hey, westphoto.com, what's going on? So, Classic, tell us a little bit about why, and thank you again for supporting me and subbing all these years. What makes this ship so special to you?
Well, first off, it kind of does have a split personality of, you know, the German versus the Soviet ship. But on the Soviet side of things, I'm a fan of Soviet gunboats.
Okay.
And they have, you know, pretty good velocity. So hitting things is easy, or not easy. You'll find that'll be kind of a spoiler for the end. Aim is a problem on my end. So anyway, okay. It's not exceptionally fast, but it's not slow. It doesn't handle great. One of the things that's kind of odd for me is that it takes a lot of work. Mm-hmm. It takes a lot of attention. You know, you've got to pay attention to a lot of different things, like where you're at. Can't get too close. You know, it's the typical Soviet gunboat thing, but at the same time, it just works for me. And okay. And I guess one of the things when it came out, it was a new Tier 8, and I have a bunch of favorite Tier 8. So I think, all right, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try to get good at it. Okay. This was the ship that filled that role.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. I mean, she doesn't have smoke, so you lose a little bit of that, but she's got the heel, which is what you're used to in a Soviet gunboat, and of course, it's got engine boost, so it does feel very much like a gunboat. I noticed that the penetration is not German, it's Soviet, so it's 30 millimeters a pen on the 150s, so it's the 1/6 rule. The AP, I would imagine, is pretty darn good, right?
Yeah, I tend to not use it a lot just because it takes so long to reload.
Okay.
But, you know, it's just one of those things. It's good fire starter, for one thing, so.
Okay. You got 10 kilometer torpedo range. Concealment is 6.4 when you go into full concealment. And then your maneuverability isn't too bad. Turning circle's okay. Okay. Well, let's take a look at the build on this now. I've got some thoughts already, but I want to play through it and see if those thoughts matter. But anyway, your build, you've got main armaments mod 1, engine room protection, aiming systems, propulsion, and then concealment. And then you've gone with Viktor Zemensky. Now, Zemensky gets the extra buffed skills for grease the gears and for preventive maintenance, which you've taken both. These guns don't have the greatest of traverse speed, so, you know, buffing those up from 22.5 seconds to 18.9 seconds. That's a sizable bump. All right, and then you got Last Stand, Survivability Expert, Superintendent, Concealment Expert, Fearless Brawler, and Adrenaline Rush. Okay, it's a pretty solid build for your typical kind of gunboat. Going double concealment means that you are trying to play closer to targets to where you don't have to worry so much about ballistics being a problem, and maybe you can surprise cruisers and stuff like that with your AP as well. And then flags, you've got ship HP, fire and flood, flood chance, fire chance. Okay, so HP, yeah, that's right, because you got to heal. Speed, HP boost, consumables, and then anti-air, because what else are you going to put it, right?
Right.
I would actually recommend dropping that for the fire reduction, since you don't have a smoke and the ability to go dark. I think fire reduction is very handy for this boat, just because if you get on a sticky fire, you don't want that visibility debuff to hit you for, you know, the full duration of the fire. So I would definitely recommend that. Cool. All right, well, let's get into the game then and see what we can see. And what's up, I Can't Swim? And westphoto.com, congratulations on the CC container. Make sure you let us know what you got. Now, you automatically turned off your anti-air guns. That's just a habit that you get into, right? When you're playing a destroyer? Okay. Yep. There are no carriers on the enemy team. Are there any?
Yeah, I even do it on the small detect ships, like even Cossack or whatever. I turn it off. You know, it's just a lot of those ships are not effective with anti-air anyway.
No, but you bring up a good point with the small detect. I want to see what is your detection. All right, so your base is 6.4. Your air detection is 3.22. So with the anti-air guns off, there's just a couple of seconds, not even, like a half second or so before you get spotted. Okay. I mean, it does reduce the carrier's reaction time, so that's fair. And you did with their back. Aha.
Yes.
He was streaming, because I saw you were hanging out with him a bit.
Yeah. He gets bored if he doesn't have someone to talk to.
Aw, poor guy. And their back actually has been playing, for those of you who don't know, he's been playing Borderlands 4 with me, Malarkey, and Puddin on Monday nights. We've been having a lot of fun with that. Nezbek. Nezbek will be the 5th if we have time. All right.
You'll see a Nezbek here.
All right.
Or 2.
Yeah. So you are middle tier. There's a couple 9s. Okay. It's a decent lineup for you. Not too many cruisers that can hunt you down or destroyers to deal with.
There's a lot of DDs, but yeah, I'm not worried about any of them.
Shortsu is not a problem. Agazuki can be a problem if he knows how to play his boat. Stored could be a problem. Okay. Well, let's see what happens. You're about to get engaged. I like the use of engine boost as soon as you get into the firefight here. I might hold it though until you know you're going to be detected for a long period of time. You got 35 blue free XP boosters. There you go. Now this map is kind of tricky because as you can see, you're about to crash into this big landmass here. Ooh, nice kill from their back torpedoes. All right, so that was an Akazuki. You got a Nezbek over here and a Monarch.
Yeah, one of the things that when I was reviewing this, I let myself get too far back. I could have closed a little closer once they smoked and started getting some fires on the battleship.
The big thing for you on this map is you don't have any radar to worry about, which does allow you to get more aggressive with your positioning. You're playing
this
her.
Thing does tend to give me a lot of fires, so it's one of the other things I like about it.
Okay. And you are playing at pretty high range, but that's fine because it gives you the time to react and everything.
Yeah, the Nesbeck stuck itself behind the island, so I wasn't too worried about him.
Yep. Now, 2 fires on the Monarch already. I would start trying to get the rears. Oh. Hello, torpedoes.
I was actually looking at swapping. I thought I was nailed here.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I was thinking later on if I'd have swapped AP on the superstructure, it might have been another option.
Either or, yeah. AP on the super, if you want to keep your aim the same, or if you want to try to get that 3rd fire, you can try to adjust. Nesbeck is backing off. Looks like their back took a torp as well.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate because he's got hydro, so, you know, shame on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, he tends to take a torp 3 or 4 times a stream.
I'm gonna ping him, let him know that he's in the game I'm covering. So we haven't seen the Akizuki in a while. He outspots you by a little bit, assuming he's the appropriate build. Okay. So, this is why I always tell people, if you're going to smoke, you smoke and make sure the smoke applies before you start shooting. Because the Aki just got a whole lot of shots at him.
Yeah, the Nesbeck, I thought he was going to sneak out and pop me, but he didn't, so...
Well, he's quite low, so he's probably afraid to do that, as your massa goes down, which is unfortunate. Playing around this island is always very tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look like he's got his hydro on. No. There it is. Okay, so both you two are detected, so of course you crash into each other. It screws up the aim, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice torpedoes on the Aki. Yeah, he didn't. Unfortunately, he didn't know how to play the Aki. Oh well.
Yeah, and it was right at the edge of my range too, so he is unfortunate for him.
Mm-hmm. But again, another reason you don't smoke and then shoot while you're smoking, because it attracts all the torpedoes and all the gunfire. Where if he had waited and then started shooting, he might have lived there.
Yeah, at this point, I make a decision and say I'm gonna leave this cap and go. The Benson over there have been chucking torps at those 3 ships constantly, so I was going to go take care of him.
Yeah, I mean, you're up on ships.
That was a plan, at least. Yeah, that was a plan, at least.
Okay.
Plus the fact that I was so far back that I couldn't shoot at anything.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing was I was hoping to get the Nesbeck spotted when my torps are up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the decision to rotate here. The enemy is pretty entrenched, plus that gives you the chance to get some side shots on the Nesbeck. Honestly, if you had coordinated with their back and asked them to go more over here, then you guys could have gotten into a situation where you could both shoot him. Get him down.
Yeah. One of the reasons I kind of just abandoned the shooting idea was I didn't want to give the Benson a clue about where I was at.
Yeah, if you want to try to assassinate him, that's true.
We're both full health.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that, this Nesbeck that's next to me, between the two of us, we can just drop him pretty quick. But again, that was the plan.
Sure. All right, well, they're back at him anyway, so that helps.
Yeah. So at this point, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Even though we're a ship down.
Well, good.
I was half expecting the Benson to be sitting here behind this island.
Well, he did just get the cap, right? So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thinking he's either stuck in the Lepanto or he's headed to A, but the Shero's already in A.
Now, this is very dangerous because you're going in front of the Nesbeck, and he's very much spotted. So the Benson's probably going to look chuck Torps at him. Hey, look! Torps!
Yep. That's why I was kind of nosing where I was.
Fortunately, the Nesbeck's got Hydro on. And you just got spotted, which means the Benson, of course, he's smoking anyway, so you know exactly where he is.
I'm not blind shooting right now just because I would be detected by the battleship behind me, and I didn't want.
Mm-hmm.
Now that he's spotted, yep.
Yep, there's the Hydro. Engine boost on since you're detected. Okay. And that's a dead Benson. This is why you'll always do 2v1 fights if you can help. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
No, well, the Nesbeck's secondary's got him. That's all that matters. And he knows torpedoes are out, too. What's crazy is the enemy team managed to push through both A and B, which you guys had handily, and you had the ship advantage, and all of a sudden you don't.
Yeah.
That's wild. Now, I haven't seen you looking back at the Nesbeck's health. He's looking quite low.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a Victoria on his side, so that's gonna feel good.
Yeah, and I'm scouting, hopefully, for the Shira here, and his detect is, I think, better than mine, if I can remember correctly. But I didn't care, kind of, because one of the mods I run is the remaining health per ship. So
yep. The concern I have
down a bit.
The concern I have is the Numancia, right? He's got Hydro, and he's quite stealthy. So I agree with you falling back here.
Yeah, I'm pushing out from the smoke, and then I'm going to cut in a little bit, see if I can see behind the smoke.
Mm-hmm. Also rip your Lepanto.
Yeah.
Looks
like
like...
just here, I can see his shells coming out there.
Yeah. Okay, there he is. Now, you only fired off one rack here. Are you trying to save the other one just in case?
Yeah, I was hoping the Numancia, there's a Numancia now. He came around the other side. I was holding it for him.
Okay.
I was expecting him to come around where the Shira was. It kind of surprised me.
Yeah. Okay. Would be a good idea to start healing. Also, you DCP'd before you went dark. I'd wait till you go dark before DCPing, because if you get set on fire, then guess what? You're, like, spotted again. See, right there, for example. If that was a fire, he'd be spotted.
Yep.
Also heal.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't.
Well, it buffs your adrenaline rush. I'm using a lot of widespread. Why widespread?
I'm really just trying to get the ship turned. I'm not expecting necessarily to hit because this. I was wondering if the Victoria was going to turn out at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Was taking, yeah, and he did. I was taking, kind of bets in my head. Is he going to stay on this course or turn in, or turn out? And he turned out.
He did, yeah. Hello, Bainesmith. What do I think of the Le Havre? She's all right. If you like secondary cruisers, I know some people really like her for her primary main guns and everything. Their back's in danger.
Yeah.
And this is going to be risky for you opening up here.
I'm behind the island, so I'm thinking that the only thing that can shoot at me really effectively is the Massachusetts, and his guns are turned the other way. So if I can get a fire. I'm hoping for a fire.
Yeah. The concern, though, of course, is the secondaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a video on my YouTube, Bainesmart, about the different steel ships. You can feel free to check that out if you want. I play each one of them, and kind of give my thoughts on it. So feel free to take a look at that if you want a little bit more in-depth discussion on it. So amazingly, your Nesbek's still alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got a comp at the end.
He should.
5 минут до конца боя. Торпеды по правому борту.
So those torpedoes were in case of Shiratsu pursued. Oh.
Yeah.
Here's a really good AP possibility.
Yeah, I had him loaded, so I popped him.
Yep. And there's the Numancia just doing what Numancia does best. One of my favorite ships in the game, just because of her ability to unload on people with a really good concealment. You still haven't healed yet.
Nope. So now I know where Share is at.
Mm-hmm. What's up, 34?
At this point, I figured I've got no other choice. I just got to go at him.
You really do. Nesbek's about to die anyway.
Okay, Share's got me detected. And here's where it gets dicey, because if I keep pushing at him, that Soyuzka has shots on me.
Yeah, until the Nesbek died, that wasn't such a big deal. Now it is. I would have used the engine boost earlier if you wanted to make sure you can get into this cap quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Try to support your Nesbek buddy. Oof.
Yep.
Maybe you should heal?
Yeah. Maybe I should, yeah.
Oh, he's low.
Got other things on my mind, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of, yeah.
Well, nice kill at least. Hey, Wolfie. Happy Friday, man. I like the torpedo luck chuck there, figuring the Shiratsu is probably still in the B cap. The big problem is the Victoria. You don't know where the Victoria is. So I like the turn back around thing. Now, you probably want to just go right back into B. I mean, you don't have a lot of points left.
I don't have a choice, yeah.
You are...
I have to kill something.
You are in the lead still.
Yeah.
Wolfie, thanks for lurking. 2 minutes to go. This is going to be a close one. Oh, absolutely, SAT. And how you doing, by the way? That's part of why I was commenting so much about the heal earlier is... Yeah, this is when you need the heal most right now, and you just don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'd shoot the Victoria. You might as well. Until the Shiratsu is detected.
I'm thinking I'm dead. And there's I had my guns. That was one thing I regretted. My guns were not on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
And here's my aiming problem.
Yeah. Your internet is still tripping in and out. I'm sorry to hear that. Hey, Fortet. Well, you're probably just a little excited at this point. Time to heal.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Sometimes it's just one of those days.
Неполадки устранены.
I'm thinking it's over at this point.
Sure. Now, earlier, I wouldn't have DCP'd. Especially at this point, I'm only going to DCP if I'm on fire. Oh, hey, there's your friend.
Get ready.
Oh, wow. Oh, my finger's been on this end key for a long time. There we go. So you actually won the game with that kill.
Yep.
Just in the nick of time, and then you blow up.
I burned out.
Yeah. Look at that, guys. We're starting off with a death pick. I'm going to slow time down because I have a feeling that this is just going to end pretty darn quick. Wow. So I have some thoughts about your build. We'll talk about that in a moment. But first, we got to look at your results screens, dude. Nicely done. 78,000 damage, 1.4 million credits, some good medals, right? General Offensive, Kraken, Brothers in Arms, and Coordinated Attack. And you didn't come in first. I'm excited about this. Because most of the time I get people that send in first place games. And I'm like, stop it. Stop it. So very nice. You got the kill on the Suzuya. Did you? Yeah, you did. Right. And it was the Victoria at the end. And then there's the kill on the Shiratsuyu. There's the Numancia. One thing I find really interesting is, you know, you managed to land 2 torpedoes out of 52, but the 2 that you landed really did matter, right? They actually did do good damage. One killed the Akizuki. What was the other one on? Let's see.
I think it was on the Numancia when he was coming in.
Nope, it was on the Suzuya.
Oh, it was on the Suzuya? Okay.
Yeah, it was on the Suzuya. Which is important because that torpedo that hit the Suzuya is what allowed you to get the kill after he killed their back. Right? So thoughts for me from watching this replay is, one, I think you're a little too aggressive with your DCPs. I think you only want to be DCPing when you're on fire, unless you know that you're not going to be shot at for quite some time, then DCP. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think you're a little bit early on that. Let's pull up the replay render. And then chat, if you guys have any questions or any ideas for title, please feel free to share what you think the title would be. I was thinking like In Torps We Trust, because the 2 torps that you hit actually mattered.
I was thinking aim matters.
Aim matters? Okay.
Yeah.
How about aim small?
You do realize what? Yeah, aim small. You do realize what killed me, right?
Shiratsuyu burned you down.
Yeah,
No,
he burned me
yeah.
down.
Yeah, he caught you on a sticky fire. So that goes back to that mention about when you DCP'd, and I don't think you were on fire at that point.
Right.
Press the button. I was thinking aim small because aim small, miss small, you know? Well, they're back. Sorry, Classic. It's your game. So, what title do you like? Should this go to YouTube?
Oh, I don't care. I really don't.
All right. Well, we'll finish watching this, and then I do want to go back and revisit your build for a sec, because I have a couple of thoughts based off what you said and what we saw.
All right.
You can't render your replay. That's unfortunate. All the replays that we rendered or we have for today were rendered just fine. Heal? What heal? Hey,
Yeah,
Duckman.
that's true.
Hey, Compass Rose. Good to see y'all.
Didn't need my heal.
Well, your heal allowed you to survive long enough to get that last kill before you burned out. That's the real key.
Yeah, I think I have one left too, I think.
No, I think you used a... I'd have to double check and see.
I don't even remember.
I think you hadn't used it yet. You're not seeing the render command. Just type /render. That's all you have to do. Just type /render. And then hit enter.
Max AR. I like that.
Max AR?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like it was intentional, but
Well, I don't know, Rob. We can maybe look at it in the break, but I want to make sure we give Classic the appropriate time to focus on his replay here. Here comes the end. It's you know what's crazy is this is almost a solo warrior. If one other ship was just randomly around.
yeah, that Numancia, not the Numancia, but that Benson had gotten away.
Mm-hmm.
Because he would have hidden.
Goodness, Taro gifting 10 subs. Look at you, Taro. Thank you, man. Guys, when we and there's your victory. There's your victory. Real quick, guys, when we get gifted subs, you get to see pictures from Stevie's life. So there's some of the pictures there. I'm gonna drop this for just 1 second, and let's see if we can pull up your build again. Vertical there. Kind of hard with Stevie in the way, but we can move the thing over a bit. Let's do like that. That's fine. All right. So one of the things I'm thinking about is when you're doing your setup here, I don't know that concealment is really that important in this boat. You were playing close to enemies, but you had the convenience of not a lot of radar to play through in this, and of course you can see tier 10 quite frequently as a tier 8. So one thing I want you to think about is you could drop concealment. If you did, there's a couple of choices that could help you out. One is radio location. You made the comment about not knowing where to point your guns, so you could obviously point your guns accordingly. Or if you want a more generalist kind of build, then you might consider main battery and anti-air expert, which gives you a little bit more range for your main battery, gives you a little bit more flexibility and wiggle room when you're moving about.
All right.
I think Fearless Brawler is still very useful for this ship, so I don't think I would drop that. If you do feel like you still want concealment, you could always drop. You don't get it. You do get a heal, so you could drop survivability and grease the gears in favor of concealment, and do something like that or that. One of the two. Those are all good possibilities. Okay.
All righty. Yep. Sounds good.
Sweet. So you like maximum AR, huh?
I think so. I mean, that.
Okay.
Like I said, it wasn't intentional, but that's what it wound up.
Sounds good. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for your support, Classic. Appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.